We're going to watch this video. We spoke to a lone Trump supporter at Biden's inauguration, presented by Vice News.
So much for the Million Militia March. Trump supporters vowed to storm the Capitol again for a second time today, but I haven't seen a single MAGA hat all day. We're with Vice News.
Yes.
Would you mind chatting? You know us? Yeah. Great. Would you mind chatting a little bit on camera?
Yeah, sure. What's up?
So, what brought you out here today?
We were supposed to have a rally of about 200 people at the White House, and I saw one lady with the Trump flag and her boyfriend who were staying in a hotel nearby, but that was it. Nobody showed up. I had to take the 3 a.m. train to get here at 7 o'clock and then walk to the White House. But I got to the White House at exactly 8 o'clock, and I was able to see the chopper take off.
So you came here thinking like there'd be a big MAGA rally in support of Trump as he's leaving?
As he's leaving, yes.
Yeah. Were you disappointed?
Yes, I was, actually. Yeah, today I was disappointed.
What did it feel like to show up and no one else was there?
I feel like the wind has been knocked out of his sails a bit. I think the riot at the Capitol hurt him. Less people are likely to come to D.C. anymore and rally. Because normally he gets the 200 people, no problem.
Yeah, he usually has no trouble
But
getting
today
crowds.
He didn't get them, no.
Why do you think he wasn't able to turn out a crowd today?
I think there's a lot of fear that there's going to be some blowback and people who went to the rally might lose their job. And I think a lot of people work for municipal, like, teachers and police, and they don't want, even their face to be shown online, so they don't want to come to a rally in favor of Donald Trump. I feel like the wind has been taken out of our sails today. We may come back and do something great in the future, but right now I think we just completely, I wouldn't use the word defeated, because we still have the largest self-sustaining political movement in the world. We're not part of any funded group. We're out here on our own dime. Whenever you see a Donald Trump rally, that's people who paid their own way to get there. And those rallies were going on for 5 years.
Do you think you got what you wanted out of the last 4 years?
No, not at all. A lot of these
Talk about the wall.
Republicans like Mike Pompeo, they want this Christian right and to move the country right for religious reasons. I think Donald Trump's populist movement to move the country right for non-religious reasons, but for trade and economics and immigration, I think that's scuttled at this point. I think that's finished.
Trump has repeatedly said that the election was stolen. Do you believe that?
I do believe it, yes. It was stolen by their incompetence and by their carelessness.
Who's they?
The Trump campaign. And when,
Oh.
Yes, and when Jared Kushner was sitting on a war chest of over $1 billion, and all these small states like Georgia and Arizona were changing their voting laws to allow mail ballots, where were the 300 lawyers then? Where was Jared Kushner in March?
Do you think that Biden legitimately won the election, though?
I think he legitimately got the most ballots counted. The country right, all these small, Kushner was sitting on a war chest of over $1 billion, and all these small states like Georgia and Arizona were changing their voting laws to allow mail ballots. Where were the 300 lawyers then? Where was Jared Kushner in March?
Do you think that Biden legitimately won the election, though?
I think he legitimately got the most ballots counted. I'll leave it at that.
Are you worried about a Biden presidency?
Just say he won.
Not at all, because Biden is a professional politician, and the people around him and Kamala are very sophisticated, and they want what's good for the country, but they're good at getting what's good for their base, right? So I wouldn't say I'm worried about it. I'm concerned that the country has moved so far left so fast. I think in a month or two, I was telling one lady, I think it'll be like he was always there. Because he has almost been always there 47 years, and 8 years as vice president. We're used to Joe Biden. He's not somebody on the Democrats who we've never seen before.
Do you think that this could be the end of the Trump era?
For sure, yes. I believe it is the end of the Trump era. I believe the Republican Party is going to do whatever it takes to get rid of Donald Trump and his supporters, and they're willing to rebuild with Nikki Haley or Dan Crenshaw or somebody.
But Trump always loves the limelight.
This could be the end of the Trump era?
For sure, yes. I believe it is the end of the Trump era. I believe the Republican Party is going to do whatever it takes to get rid of Donald Trump and his supporters.
But, so he said the Republican Party is going to do whatever it takes to get rid of Donald Trump and his supporters. But Trump will do everything he can to stay in the public's eye. So that means he's going to try to I predict that means he's going to try to stay in the Republican Party as much as possible. The only other way he could stay in the public eye as much, because he loves attention, the only way he could do that is to start his own news network. But I feel that still won't get as much eyes on him as being as the chance of him being a future president again. So if the Republican Party is going to try to get rid of him and his supporters, then that's good for Democrats, because that's good for people who hate Donald Trump, because then that's going to be causing infighting within the party. That's what I predict.
And they're willing to rebuild with Nikki Haley or Dan Crenshaw or somebody like that, a more conservative but traditional Republican.
Are you
So, Nikki Haley and Dan Crenshaw. I'm sorry.
Or Dan Crenshaw.
So, Nikki Haley and Dan Crenshaw. I'm going to write that down, because there's going to be more people like Trump coming in the future. Nikki Haley. Dan Crenshaw.
Or somebody like that, a more conservative but traditional Republican.
are you okay with that?
No, we won't vote again.
No. So you don't identify with the Republican Party anymore?
Not anymore, no.
So what's next for you? You traveled all this way to D.C.
Right.
Now you're going to go home tonight.
I think the bulk of Republican supporters are going to wait for like Trump TV and to follow Donald Trump's political opinions.
And you?
That's what I'm going to do. We're going to stay out of politics in general.
I didn't get too much from this video. Let me refresh the page and look at the comments, see what people are saying. Wow, that guy actually made sense. Wow, this guy's great. Don't agree with everything he said, but well spoken and thoughtful, refreshing. This dude got me standing. He's like a rare Pokemon wandering around. I'm not getting much from these comments either. Both the interviewer and the interviewee were extremely professional and sophisticated. Props to both. Sophisticated, it was just a regular conversation. I hate that the bar for discourse is so low that this guy seems refreshingly reasonable. Trump should have hired this guy to do the talking. What are you talking about? Whatever.